Hi guys, it's Chris from Transladsuk UK. I'm on week 17 with the topic of concerns and, well, let me have a look. Fears and concerns about transitioning. Well, as I'm really quite new to this and I'm just coming out as trans, this is probably quite a good topic for me, really. But I can imagine everyone else has loads of concerns throughout their transitions at different points. And I can only imagine that I'm going to have different types of concerns as my transition goes along. So at the moment is quite a difficult one. My concerns and the fears regarding transition are all over the place, really. One minute I'm thinking, is this what I want to do? Because obviously it's quite a big decision, really, and it's like a life-changing decision doing something like this. So that's one of my main fears and worries about transition. Another main worry for me is actually being accepted, not just by my friends, but mainly by my family. I come from a very big family, and I'm very close to my brothers and sisters, and especially my grandparents as well. Now, they've been so cool when I came out, when I thought I was a lesbian. So I'm kind of hoping that they're going to be okay with me being trans, but obviously everyone reacts in different ways to different circumstances. So I'm kind of very nervous about coming out to them regarding obviously my gender. So yeah, it's quite a difficult one, and all I can advise people if they are coming out at the moment and they're in the same situation as me is just take your time, you know, do it at your own speed, and don't be forced to and be rushed into doing something that you don't feel comfortable doing, because I've just been taking it one step at a time, and I've come out to some of my very closest friends and they've been really cool about it, so I've been really lucky on that side of things. But as to coming out to family members yet, I haven't, but obviously I don't quite feel ready to do that yet, so obviously I'm going to be holding back on that. Other fears I have of transitioning is obviously, well, because my health has not been brilliant over the last few years, um, due to getting really poorly about 3 years ago. So obviously, um, my health is the main issue about transitioning as well, whether my body will be able to cope with it. There's changes on tea, if and when I get on that, and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, that's another concern, which I have and fears. So obviously, I'm going to be looking at speaking to my GP. I've already spoken to him regarding getting a referral to the GIC in Exeter, because I found out I've spoken to the Laurels, which is a GIC clinic down in Devon, and they've said, I don't know if it's the same everywhere now in England, but they said that I don't have to be referred to a therapist. I could be referred straight to the Laurels, which is really cool. So I'm hoping my doctor can refer me straight to them. But they've asked about my medical history, so obviously I'm waiting to hear what their verdict is about my health and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, that's another kind of thing that I'll have to overcome when it comes up. So obviously it's quite a lot of stuff to kind of take on board. But what else kind of things? Just to the kind of the waiting game as well. Kind of through the NHS, as probably a lot of you guys know. through the NHS, which is a National Health Service in the UK. You can get it free on the NHS, a lot of it. It all depends on what area you live in. It depends on what kind of funding you get and how long that takes, from what I can see. But obviously, it can take up to about 2 years to be able to get on T, and possibly another year or so before you can get actually a top surgery, etc. So that's another concern of mine, is just coming to the waiting game and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be quite a big struggle, because obviously a lot of you can relate to the dysphoria of your kind of the body and bits and pieces like that, and actually obviously being seen as the true person you are, which is me, for me being a guy. So yeah, it's kind of quite a difficult one. But uh, like I said before, as I'm still very new to this, and really right at the bottom, not at the bottom, but right at the start of my transition, I'm pre-T, pre-everything at the moment. I would just try and advise you guys just to make sure that you've got a couple of people in your life that you can actually turn to talk to, because otherwise, when I first started thinking about actually properly coming out as trans, because obviously I've been having these thoughts for years and years, but I thought actually it's about time I do something about it. I was going stir crazy because I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't, didn't know who to go to, who to speak to, and obviously these thoughts and feelings are going round and round and round in your head, and it's just kind of crazy. So I would definitely say go and speak to someone and talk to someone that you definitely feel comfortable in. I mean, I've got a couple of mates that I can talk to about anything, especially one guy friend, and he's been really cool about it. He sees me as a guy anyway, so that's been really good. I can go and talk to him about guy things and ask him questions about being a guy, and he's more than happy to answer the questions I've got. So that's really good. So kind of my main concerns about and fears are kind of all obviously high at the moment, all jumbled up. So talking about it is a really good thing to um, kind of get those fears and worries down and not so high up in stress levels. Also, I would say YouTube is a fantastic place to go. I know everyone goes on YouTube to look at funny videos and that kind of stuff, but in other sense, YouTube is probably a lifesaver for me, and I know it has been for a lot of other guys as well, because the videos that I've watched on here, and obviously everything else, the information that I've got from YouTube regarding transitioning, it's just phenomenal. And I have met some fantastic guys on here, and they have been such a great support. I mean, everyone here on Transladsuk, before obviously I got onto this channel, they've been brilliant. So thanks guys for that. And yeah, it's a man's world. FTM1, that's a brilliant channel to go on to. There's so many guys on there from all walks of life, all different age groups as well. So there's a guy for everyone on that someone will be able to relate to. So I would definitely check out that one as well. And just people's individual personal channels as well. A lot of them put their personal channels on, or if you can't find their personal channels, you just ask them, they're more than happy for you to kind of direct you into their own personal channel. And just watching their transitions as well, which is always good to see, and will put your any fears and concerns down, because obviously you can obviously watch from the very beginning, and some of them so many different stages. I mean, some of them are 5-6 years down the line, so you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like down the line. And obviously some are only a couple of months into their transition, so you know what it's going to be quite imminent in the next few months, if you get what I mean. So that's been really good for me. So I would definitely check those out if you want to get more information and stuff. And and yeah, it's just kind of on that side of things. It's just kind of getting to know people. But I think that's probably about it really on that side of things for fears and concerns. So yeah, let's recap on that one. So fears and concerns is probably coming out to family mainly for me, um, and making sure that I can explain it properly and get them to accept, not get them to, but hopefully they'll accept me for me. Obviously friends is always on high on my list, because obviously a lot of my friends I love dearly and are really close. So obviously I don't want to lose them, but at the moment I've had quite good response from friends who I've come out to so far. When I go back to work, because I'm currently off sick, I'm hoping, my fears are obviously people accepting me in the workplace. So obviously you've got to deal with that one. So that's quite a worrying factor of it. My health is a very big concern at the moment, because obviously I'm 100% better than I was, but I've still got a long way to go. So that's going to be a big factor of how I'm going to be able to transition. And following on from that, it would be then the time scale is my concern, because obviously in the UK it can take up to about a couple of years to get onto like T, and then looking at surgery, looking probably at another year. So obviously that would be my concern for the length of time I've got to wait, because it might have to be a lot longer for me because of my health. So yeah, that's probably a lot of my fears and concerns regarding transitioning. So I hope that helps. Yeah, and if anyone's got any questions regarding any transitioning, I'm going to put a link down below from a website that I was given if you're looking to go to your GP, because I went to my GP who was more than happy to help me out. But as a lot of GPs are nowadays, they're not overly knowledgeable about trans issues and how to go about referring people to gender identity clinics, etc. So I was actually given a really good website that you can actually download a booklet through the NHS if you're in England, and I think it might cover Scotland, I'm not sure. But yeah, and you can actually give that to your GP, and they can obviously read through it, and that just gives them an information on how and where to go and what to do. So yeah, I'll try and put that in the link. If not, then if anyone wants to get hold of it, then just give me a shout and I'll try and send it in a link to like an email or something and go from that. Okay? Anyway, guys, what's the time? 30 minutes, so yeah, sorry, it's been going on a little bit too long. So I'm gonna go. You guys take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your week. For once in the UK, it's actually nice and sunny and warm. So I'm going to go and take full advantage of that. So yeah, you take it easy, guys, and enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you next week for next week's topic. Let me have a look for next week's topic quickly for you. What we got on for next week? Next week is packers, binders, STPs, and websites. So that would be quite good. But yeah, okay. Catch you later. See you later, guys.